Okay, so let's do a quick one for the night. Let's do an energy recap. That's what I'm gonna call it, an energy recap. So they can't close this fucking cycle out, yo. This contract, they can't close this shit out. They tried everything. They tried everything. They even tried a triple whammy tonight. Maybe they tried it before and I just didn't know. You know, didn't do anything. But what they do is they try to make you feel like you have a sense of community, and they try to pull the rug from under you. But I've said this many a times before. If I heavy on the Me, Myself, and I by Beyonce, I know that I will never disappoint myself. So before I rely on anybody else, I'm always relying on me. And when you understand the Bible and you understand humans, you don't concern yourself with titles like a best friend or a colleague or a sister or a brother or a dad or an uncle or a cousin or an aunt. Right? You rely on the divine. Me, myself, and the divine. Because guess what? I know that I will never disappoint myself, and I know that the divine will never disappoint me. And as long as I got those two things, that's the Two of Cups. As long as I got that Two of Cups as a Queen of Cups, I mean, todo está bien. Right? So that shit's not gonna work, and that's what this is the thing, right? So this contract was, we have to. So this person isn't. These people are actual. These are people, like I said before, many times, people that take gifts. They don't have any actual fucking gifts. They buy grimoires off Etsy and Amazon. They light a couple candles, and then hopefully they sit around and have sex, learn how to do a little sex magic, do some love spells, do some domination magic. You know what I mean? That's what these people do. So when they have this plan, this is like someone signed a contract to pay back some loan sharks. Spiritual burps, here we go. To pay back some loan sharks. But they were going to do this selling drugs. And they were going to do this going up against somebody that actually has a career and actually makes money, like a real actual God-gifted right-hand side practitioner, right? You have like the darker one on Lord of the Rings, and then you had I always talk about Harry Potter, so I always want to call him, Gandalf the Grey, right? There are people that actually have those gifts, like, and not just rely on darkness and evil to get shit done. And that's these people's problem. Like when this contract was lined out, like they only had one way to get this done: sell drugs, set these groups up to move the drugs, just like metaphorically speaking, right? Sell drugs, and that's how. And it's these specific people, this specific time. But the problem is that if they don't sell these drugs or they get caught up, that's their ass, and that's exactly what happened. It was outlined a specific way. It was like if anything went awry, like, first of all, if I woke up to what the fuck was happening, that's one thing. Once your cover comes off, the energy starts to come in. And once that energy come in, once judgment starts to come down, once that Eye of Sauron lenses you out, it's over with. And these people keep getting lensed out. And they have to do this. It has to happen a specific way. And since I see them and I see it coming, not only are they uncovered, so I see what they're doing, so it doesn't work. Because it doesn't matter whether or not I see what you're doing. In the end, like, this is like trying to put, like, crunch numbers through a machine and throwing it, like, bad numbers or something. And no matter what, it's going to crush down. A 2 plus a 2 is a 4. It doesn't matter how many different integers you put or different, it doesn't matter. It's gonna 2 plus 2 is gonna crunch down a fucking 4. So it doesn't matter how many different monkey wrenches you try to throw into onto my path. When it comes down to crunch time, I'm locked in. It's not gonna work. It's just not. It's like throwing a baseball. It doesn't matter how hard you fucking launch it. It's gonna come down. Now don't let the wind blow, right? And then it's really fucking over. Like that. The wind can't blow, nothing, it has to be perfect for it to work. And then even if all those things are right and it works, either it works and I seen it coming, or I didn't see it coming and it still didn't work. They're out in the cold. They came and tried to bring me a false offer, but my energy's already closed off. They're already sitting in a fight. Look, if I'm sitting in the 4 of Pentacles, that would mean that if they come up to me, that puts them in the what? That puts you in the 5. You can't give me a Pentacle in the reverse when you're already in the fucking reverse. You're outside. You can't bring a poisoned dish to Thanksgiving when your ass is on the streets. You don't have anywhere to fucking go. You're homeless. Literally. And spiritually. You can't poison my garden and who are you? You gotta drive 40 miles to get into the front of the property. You gotta drive 30 minutes to get off the property. You can't get in there. Thought she was gonna show up with some poison fucking Ritz crackers and applesauce and cinnamon and call it apple. If you don't go sit your crusty ass down somewhere, or should I say crustless? They hate me so much. This 3 of Swords Empress, it's like a hate. This is so much hate for me. And I've said this before. Which is crazy to think about and a little sickening, right? But imagine someone hits you so hard with so much hate that it kills you, and then they can never hit you that hard again. Because it was so much, it just sent you and then you came back. That's how, this is so much hate to where they've already exuded so much hate to the universe that there's nothing that they could do beyond that hate that they feel that's it. You maxed out on the fucking hate. You just hate me. And that's fine. Because hate is a form of worship. This is 1D, 2D, 3D people trying to go into the 4D through the 12D, 13D. Look, they're mad because I don't need it. Keep it. I'm good. I already know what that is. It stinks. You stink. That offer stinks. Your attitude stinks. How are you a page in the reverse? That's like someone tells you carry this. It's Thanksgiving. Somebody carries out the turkey. That's the emperor. That's king. Somebody carries out the mashed potatoes and gravy. Right? That's the knight. They tell you, bring this picture of Prosecco and mint to the table. No, not even that. We already put the picture of Prosecco and mint on the table. Here, just take your cup and go sit down. And you turn that shit in the reverse. How did you drop that? How are you you had one job, a page, and you can't even. Listen, if somebody comes at you at this big age with a fucking page in reverse, I'm not even gonna fucking entertain that, because you're trying to insult my intelligence. You're just trying to insult, this is what the fuck I look like. Please. 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 Look, this is really what it should be. Yeah, it should. Right? Because it's giving, I see what the fuck you're doing. I'm an empress. I'm not accepting that fucking offer because do I look like I take pages in the verse? Get the fuck on. And on top of that, do you know what I can do by myself, Queen of Wands? Do you know how I can lock the fuck in? Queen of Cups. I'm highly intuitive, very emotionally balanced. Please, like, Seven of Swords reverse because Queen of Pentacles. I'm looking at you. I know what I have, and I'm looking at you. No thanks. See, because I know what you're doing. You're in the fucking Seven of Swords. You're trying to be in the look. You're trying to Ten of Swords me. If you could get that Three Swords in, if you could get that that Seven of Swords in the upright, that would be 10 swords. I know what you're trying to fucking do, and it's a no. I get intuitive messages because I'm a Queen of Cups. That's what I do. That's what I does. Intuitive messages. This star reverse has been creeping me out lately. Here, let me see if I can figure this out. What is this trying to say? Okay. Yeah. So this is like people trying to strip a star of their star power. And they couldn't do it. I heard so they could stand in their place. So here we go with that doppelganger shit. That's the copycat that didn't work. Judgment. The Sun reverse. Yeah. Hierophant reverse is grand plan scheme of dark. Justice is the physical, spiritual court. And Hierophant is the angelic. This is dark. Somebody went to court and lost. 6 wands in the reverse, 4 reverse. Yeah. And they can't take it back. They can't go back. Or I'm no idiot. What's this 4 reverse? That's been called out a lot lately too. And hasn't been quite clear as it usually is. 2 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. Yeah, they can't step to. They can't do it because they can't step to me in this 2 of Pentacles energy because I'm sitting in the 9 again. You can't step. Look at you. You're unsure. You don't even know what the fuck is going on. You not even looking at the. Man, you're not even looking at the other pentacle. You're just looking at your pentacle type shit. Or there's one that you're not paying attention to and one that you are, and I'm not trying to find out. But they're trying to swap energy shit. And 9 of Cups, Hangman, either I knew or no, right? Either I know, of course I know, but this is saying either that I know, and so they're in the Hangman, or I know and I go into the Hangman when they do that, because I'm getting a feeling of like, because after I go in the Hangman and see what they're doing, it's like, imagine you somebody thought they were getting a lie over on you, and you're watching them in real time, like continue to tell the story or continue to go on about the conversation like they're telling the truth, and you stand back like, damn, it's like you come out of the timeline for a second like, oh my god, this bitch is a fucking liar. Like, wow, like type shit. So it's like after that realization, like you know what level to put them on as far as like how to peg them as far as like importance in your life and things like that. So let's see, Hangman reverse. Her reverse, yeah, but something being revealed, right? Cause that's something hidden. I heard, first I heard Smeagol, but what's his name? Bilbo Baggins? I think that's his name. Bilbo. That's the hermit energy. He was smart. He had that ring. Like he was smart. Yeah, oh no, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Cause I already know. That's why it's in the reverse. 9 cups, I know. It's like I know. It's like, oh, so you know I was trying to put some food in the room, you know, when nobody was looking. You knew that you know, in your chili, you knew I took your old cup and I did, you know that was me in your astral plane last. Yes, I know. Yes, I know it was you. Yes. Yes. If you're questioning if it worked, then your magic already didn't work. Look at this bitch. Queen of Swords reverse. Somebody hot. I heard hot fish grease. Somebody is hot. Yeah, because his path is blocked. Or somebody's watching, just read what I posted online. Somebody just read what I posted online. And they don't like what they seeing. Or this could even be somebody tapping in and pulling cards on my energy. That's why it's in the reverse, because they're not supposed to be looking. Right? But this is also on the internet. Oh my god, somebody is pissed. Because they can't put me in the 5 of Cups. I'm a fucking magician. I just transmuted. I transmuted. Look at all these fucking cups. I'm the Queen of Cups. Empress. Like, quit fucking with me. I'm telling you. Hem your ass up. You gonna get hemmed up? You gonna get hemmed up? What they say in rush hour? I'm gonna shoot you, say you slipped in the kitchen. But I know what you're doing. That's, you see the purple robe and then the purple and you see the white with the, you see that? You see the blue? You see that? You see the cups? You see the cup? Where's her cup? Sometimes it's just water. Yeah, the water's flowing behind her. Because it's expansive, right? So this isn't like, yes, I'm a Queen of Cups, I'm all those suits, but you see how she's in water, then she's like holding a big ass cup? That's why it's a deeper explanation of the cup, right? So it would be deeper. So this is more like you're extra intuitive, extra like it's really putting pronunciation on the energy. But when it's in the Empress form, this is luxurious and expansive. So this is like, I got the wand, but it's real cute and little because I don't really need to do too much. And then I got the big ass crown, and I got the robe, and I got the big ass pentacle sitting by me. And when I want the water, I'm very grounded, it's like very just, it's very like nature-esque, just like in the woods type shit, in the jungle type shit. And then, it's like when I want a little dip or a little refreshing, wade in the water, I just, I take off my little gown and the water, I don't need a cup because the rivers are flowing behind me. I have the Nile runs through my backyard. So when I want water, I don't need a cup. You know, so when it's an Empress and a Queen of Cups reverse type shit, I don't need a cup. You can never compete with me because you're in a cup, in a puddle, and I'm in the water, in nature, in the trees, under the sun. Doing that Dominican salsa and that Dominican sun. I got the Dominican air, that Dominican comida, that Dominican, todo Dominicano, todo. Yeah, I'm taking off with the shit. So Lovers reverse, Wheel of Fortune reverse, yeah, that shit is over with. Going into contracts in the ethers through sacral energy, that shit is over with. Mirroring energy to get the wheel to turn in their favor. Yeah, this is somebody entering contracts with other people to get the wheel to turn in their favor. This is somebody that gets in relationships just to move forward, have forward movement because they're cursed. Yeah, so I broke that shit and took off, transmuted it, Four of Swords reverse. Four of Swords where? See, that's why it's like the Three of Swords in the upright when I'm still sitting there pretty like a fucking empress, because that's what they're trying to do is put me in the Three of Swords, and then the truth will make it the Four. Like the realization of, oh my god, they hate me. Like that would put me in the Four. But I could give a fuck. So transmute and then Four of Swords, like I know Three of Swords that you hate me. I know, we know. This shit's been going on for fucking years. I know. There's nothing else to show me. You've done all the stalking. You've done all the following me around the grocery store. You've done the taking pictures of me. You've done fucking with my property, letting the air out of my tires. You've done all of that, and it's like there's nothing left to do. There's nothing left to do because the person that you're going up against. You know, it's so crazy because last night, or is it this morning, I heard there was a scripture where there was the commandment about not fearing other gods. Like before he said, like, before God said, do not sacrifice your kids into idols and all that stuff, he said, like, do not fear other, like, gods, like false gods. And I found that interesting that before, because all of that matters. The way God words things, the order that he does things, all of that matters. And it's interesting that the first thing that he said was about fear. And it was about fear of false gods. You're going up against somebody, me, that has no fear, that don't give a fuck, that's young, fine, turned, and in my prime. And against somebody that your spell work doesn't work on. Even the physical attempts on my life don't work and haven't worked. The poisoning, all that, it doesn't work and hasn't worked. People jump in the car, come on their way to do something to me, whole car flip over on the fucking I-95, up in fucking flames. Like that's the way my ancestors work. Like you're not, it's a no. Everything that they've ever done has always backfired or only expanded my prowess. They just turn into another notch on my belt. It doesn't matter if I know who it is, if I don't. It doesn't matter. It'll always benefit me no matter what. That's just the way it works. Doesn't matter what you take out of my house. Doesn't matter what you try to drop in my house. Doesn't matter what you take out of my hairbrush when you come over. It doesn't matter what you take out of my shoe or you put in my shoe. It doesn't matter what dirt you take from the floor when I get out of my car. It doesn't matter what you drip onto the top of my car down the driver's side of my door. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you give me cursed items during the holidays. Right? Doesn't matter if you come back from vacation and have a gift for me that I throw away and now you're sick. My hair starts thinning, so I do Write down return hair thinning to sender tenfold. And I fold it and put it away. And now all of a sudden somebody bald headed as fuck. Right? This only works when I don't know what you're doing, and I can't, like, not even if I can't defend myself, because even when I wasn't defending myself because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, even then my ancestors were protecting me until I learned to protect myself. So either I'm gonna protect myself or my ancestors are gonna protect me. Either this return of sender is gonna whoop somebody's ass, whoever it hits, because what they do is they connect cords to people around them that they can mirror, right? So it's like if it's 10 solid people in the upright somewhere, they're gonna send 5 plus the practitioner or whatever in, or sometimes just the 5 in to mirror those people. So one of those people is a Sagittarius and their name's Ann. They're gonna send somebody that's a Sagittarius and their middle name's Ann or their first name's Ann. If there's somebody there named Jim, they're gonna send somebody to buddy up and be buddy with him. So that way when this energy hits and this energy backfires, so first of all they start eating that person's energy first of all, and that starts helping feed the mirror. And then if a backfire happens, what they do with these cords is they send the energy to these upright people so they have to transmute it, put it on them, and then these people don't know what the fuck is going on. And then you got the people with the cord attachers doing the work on them, these lesser magicians, right? You have lesser magicians, high level magicians, right? You have all different levels of magicians. These are lesser magicians. Karmics and Gangstalkers are lesser magicians. They do lesser magic. Neuro-linguistic programming, right? Walk up and say something, you try to trigger you. Say something to you that'll make you go, what? Huh? Type shit. Whisper stuff. Walk past you and say stuff. Say stuff coded. Have a conversation out loud about something that they heard you have a conversation with someone else and say it verbatim like it's their thought, right? To ping you, to start giving them your energy, right? So they'll have connections through these people and they'll send the backfire through the cord so other people have to and it's their problem now. And then they're in their ear with that neuro-linguistic program and saying certain things, feeding and giving them their borrowed emotions, like making them borrow their emotions, giving that energy to them in their ear. And at that point, with fear being, I think they said either fear was the lowest vibration or anger. But I think anger is the lowest. I think anger is underneath fear. So when they can get you riled up and angry and irritated, and I call it like the get out, right, with the teacup. They'll scratch and scratch and scratch in the background, and they have a practitioner working too. Scratch and scratch, and if they constantly have you in a state of agitation and irritation, they just put their hand up your ass and just get you talking like a puppet, get you acting and moving like they can do whatever they want. And then they move as they sacrifice people, this group in the reverse, these energy thieves, as they sacrifice people, and that's why I have to keep my energy to myself. As they sacrifice people, they move up in the ranks. So I don't know who. Yeah, to a certain degree. So I don't even know where I was going with all that, but long story short, it doesn't matter what you do. It's futile. Absolutely futile. I know what you're doing, and even if I don't know what you're doing, it's still not gonna work. So y'all, it's like people don't want to take this L. They want to keep going, and people have to understand in the spirit. Just like if you attack somebody that's in, because God protects people that you have to become like a child. He says, like unto a child, because He protects what they say, like women and children, or something like that. The innocent, right? You have to become like that, like a child, in order to be protected by the Most High. So as long as I'm on the right path and my nose is clean, I will always be protected. I'm definitely not the one to be trying to send shit to or be evil and demeaning to. I'm not that person. I want to clarify that he protects women and children and that they take advantage of that. And that's why they try to act stupid and slow. Like, oh, I didn't know. I'm not supposed to, I'm not supposed to get on there and talk to Satan. I didn't know. Like, that's how they try to act. It don't work like that. That shit, that time is up. Somebody feels me digging in. They're trying to send me energy. They feel me digging in. I got my talons in them now. Let me see. Let me wrap my head real quick so we can get back into it. And I'll hit my little blinker. Let me pause it and come back so I can see where I left off.